Right, well, I'm in the edge of the Cotswolds. I'm in Leonard Stanley. Actually beautiful round here. Look at this lovely old farmhouse round here. But I'm here at the Godsell'S. Now Godsell'S make cheese. They've got a dairy herd, but they also make cheese. So we're going to go and see. Oh, actually, do you know what? It's blooming gorgeous, right? Look at that church and the village. I could probably spend a day just walking around the village and just relaxing. Anyway, I'm going to go up and see Liz Godsell. She's going to show us cheese making. How cool is that? Proper Gloucestershire cheese. Right, let's crack on up the farm. I'm in the yard. I'm in the shadows, which is nice. Oh, that's better. I mean, you can see me. I'm in daylight now. It is hot and sunny today, but I'm in Leonard Stanley with the cheese lady. I don't know whether she likes that title. I'm going to turn you around. It's Liz Godsell, the cheese lady, the goddess of cheese.
Hello. I like that
The
name.
goddess of cheese. Right, Liz, we've met quite a few times and I've kept saying I'll promise I'll come and see your cheese, but I've finally made it.
Yes.
So give us a bit of background about what you do and how you started with cheese making.
Well, we're dairy farmers, and back in the millennium, as many farmers out there probably remember, things weren't too good in the agricultural world. And I think we were getting 16 pence a litre for our milk. Most dairy farmers weren't making a profit at that. So we thought, there was an advertisement in the Farmers Weekly to go to Cannington College to make a dairy processing course. Because at that time, there weren't many places you could go to learn how to make cheese. But you had to commit. It was free, but you had to commit for 1 day a week for 3 terms. So I went along and did that, and that gave me the basic knowledge of how to make cheese.
But to jump from having a training course to actually doing it on your farm, A, that's a significant commitment of your time, but also the cost as well. So was it quite a big jump into the dark doing that?
On that table, that'd be great.
Hey, you've got lots going on in the background, haven't you?
Yeah, my husband.
Oh, husbands are annoying, Ali. My wife would tell you that.
It was, but I suppose we were a little bit naive.
Right.
And we actually started with quite a small cheese vat. It was about 400 litres.
Okay.
So you need 10 litres of milk to make a kilo of cheese.
Yes, it's quite a lot of milk, isn't it?
Well, 400 litres, so 40 kilos. If it had gone wrong and say we couldn't make cheese, it wouldn't have been a disaster.
No.
So we've now, it'll be 25 years next year that we've been making cheese. So we're now, we've had a 2,500 litre vat for probably 15 years.
Okay.
So we quickly moved up.
Right.
Because it turns out we can make cheese.
Right, yes, I know you can. It's blooming lovely stuff. But, I mean, so we're going to go and see cheese making in a minute. But I'm just thinking, when you first started, you didn't have anywhere really to sell it. So how did you find the market, or where did you start selling it? Because everyone says diversify and make stuff, but it's not just the making, it's the selling, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, at the same time, I think because agriculture was in such a bit of a slump back in the millennium year, that the farmers' markets had started up.
Right.
So that was great, because you go to one place with your cheese and lots of people come to you. So that definitely gave us a leg up, the farmers' market. And there were a couple of farm shops around that took our cheese. Tortworth,
I got some from Tortworth the other day, actually. I mean, from that early days, where do you sell now? Are you selling just in Gloucestershire, or can you sell around the country? How, you're going to produce so much and do so much, can't you?
I guess it probably is. We are mostly in Gloucestershire, because I think a lot of people actually think we're quite big cheese makers. But I think that's just because you can find us in Gloucestershire so much.
You're a well-known name, aren't you?
We are in the Mid-Counties Co-op,
right?
Which is the co-op's divided into regions, and the Mid-Counties goes from Cinderford to Oxford, to Wootton to Winchcombe.
What a thing to have your cheese named after you, the Godsell name, isn't that? You must be quite proud of that, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know? Well, you should be very proud of it, really.
Well, a lot of people think, a few people have come up and they say, cool, that's a good name you made up.
Yeah, isn't it?
And then we've also he said, I give you my blessings. You can use the strapline, Godsell'S the best cheese.
Oh, well, that's brilliant. Let's go and see the God-selling cheese then.
Okay.
As soon as I got here, Liz started to take her clothes off. Well, I do have this effect on lady farmers sometimes. Not really. So we're gowning up or something, aren't we?
We're gowning up. Yes, I'm afraid you're going to look very sexy.
Oh God.
White overalls,
Right.
blue hairnet.
Lovely.
You must take a picture of yourself.
All right. So I need to take these shoes off, do I?
You do.
Okay. Right. Let's sort ourselves out, and we'll be back in a minute when I'm gowned up. What a difference 30 seconds makes. Liz is here. Look, we're gowned up. So where are we heading then, Liz?
We're heading into the processing room.
Okay.
So hopefully we might get you doing a little bit of work.
Right. I better wash my hands then. They're not too
Definitely.
bad. Right. Okay. Let's go. Oh, gelled up as well. Proper job.
Then you got to sing Happy Birthday twice.
Who's that? Whose birthday?
Wash your hands.
Oh, is that what you're supposed to do?
To you, happy birthday.
Ah. Right.
Twice.
Okay. I'll put this away while I do mine. Just walk. So this is your packing room, is it?
Packing, yeah. If come tomorrow and Thursday, lots of chatter, lots of packing.
Ah, right. So in the packing room, I'm seeing here. So this is a good time to stop. Actually, is this all your range? It's quite substantial.
Yes.
So what we got here? Godsell. That's your standard cheese, is it?
Yeah.
The colours
So
mean anything?
We've
These
got
two.
a few blanks because every now and then we create a new cheese,
right,
so
okay.
we can write it on.
And then, coming along here, we've got. Let me go through the names first, and then I'll ask you about them. Double Gloucester, Singing Granny, Hooded Monk, Dingle Bells. That was blank. Village Gossip. That's a good one. Isn't it? Cockadilly Leonard Stanley, which is where we are. Three Virgins, and this one's Double Gossip, is it?
Gossip.
And Holy Smoke. So there's an interesting range of names now. The question is, Liz, I think I spoke to you before, but how did you come up with these names?
We in the cheese room, if we've got a new cheese and we just start chatting about it, the name will just come. So if it doesn't come straight away, usually you can't do it.
Right.
So
Three Virgins. Where did that one come
well, that's because I think if you're a cheese lover,
from? Yeah.
you're kind of in two groups. You either like a young sharp cheese or
Right.
an older mature
Yeah.
cheese. I like a young sharp cheese.
I like a mature one that's quite tasty.
Yeah. So anyway, I really love a Cheshire cheese. So I
Right.
tried making it. And
Right.
First attempt, it tasted like cheddar.
Right.
Second
Okay.
attempt wasn't much better. And I thought, what are we going to do with this cheese? So anyway, by the third attempt, I'd actually cracked it. So very excitedly, we took it into Stroud Farmers Market, called it Godsell'S Cheshire cheese. We sold a little bit, and I thought, we've got to think of a better name than this,
Yes.
to make people want to come for it. So in here, while we were cutting it and packing it, we said, well, what qualities has the cheese got? It's white, it's young,
Yeah.
it's quite crumbly, breaks quite easily, and it's a little bit sharp. And Bry walked in and he said, oh, well, that's a virgin, isn't it? And I wasn't comfortable with virgin cheese, but at the time, there was three of us all in white.
I said three of you in white.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we called it Three Virgins.
Nice. I like that.
Funnily enough, a lot of ladies like it for their husbands.
Do they? Yeah. Well, it's
As
a
a
nice,
present.
nice present, nice birthday
Yeah.
present.
Yeah.
Right. I'll ask you one more then. So, Singing Granny.
Singing granny.
Are you a singing granny?
I'm not a singing granny. I am a granny, but I don't
Yeah.
sing. But we were actually supplying Waitrose with Single Gloucester.
Yeah.
When they first came along and said they'd like to take off Single Gloucester, we got a bit overexcited.
Right.
It made too much.
Right.
By the time you go through all the paperwork, blah, 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 and because the Single Gloucester is quite young, 3 to 4 months old.
Okay.
And it was sort of about 8 months, and we thought this is too old, really. We'll just park that
Right.
and carry on making the younger stuff. And then it got to 12 months old. I thought, what are we going to do with it? Well, let's just taste it. And it was absolutely delicious.
Really?
So again, Stroud Farmers Market is great because you can test anything.
Yeah.
And because you get an immediate response. So we sold it as a vintage single.
Right.
Sold a little bit.
Yeah.
Got to think of a better name. Then we thought, Bry's mum sings. She was a really good singer. So our girls called her Singing Granny.
Yes.
So it's got the same initials, SG.
Right.
Granny infers that it's more mature. Singing Granny just flew off.
Brilliant.
So, but it's actually keeping the single Gloucester for 12 months that is the problem.
Right, okay.
Because it keeps going out so quickly.
Right, so yeah, your demand, you were saying off camera, I spoke to you earlier, you're saying your demand's almost more than you can make now,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah.
Which is a real compliment to your cheese though, isn't it? Because that just
is.
tells you that people like it, isn't it? Imagine if it was the other way round and you had this cheese that you couldn't ship.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't be here, would we?
No.
So-
Well, that's brilliant. Let's go and have a look what we're
Yeah.
doing inside there.
Okay.
Here we go then, ladies. Everyone do your makeup, including you. Hello, all right? Look out. What have we got? Oh my goodness me. Look at this. Wow, someone better talk me through this. Is this your husband Brian, is it?
Oh, well, Liz is the one who's going to talk you
Is
through
that
it.
right?
That's me.
Are you a bit...
Brian.
Right, Brian.
Yeah, Brian is now the cheesemaker.
Is he? Have you handed over
I've
then?
taught him everything I know.
Right.
She talks a good
Does he,
cheese.
do you know a lot? Have you caught a lot, learned a lot off her then, Brian?
I learned everything I know off Helly.
Oh, okay. Are you all passing the buck now? Right, so what have we got in here then?
Right, this is double Gloucester.
Okay, and what do you call this stage? Where are we at now? Because I've missed part of the day, haven't I? What did you do? What did you do this morning before I turned up?
Right, so we filled this up with milk to
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Then we heated it up to about 32 degrees.
Yeah.
We put a starter in
Okay.
to put the good bacteria back in because we've had to pasteurise it because we're in a TB area. And then we put the rennet in after an hour, and the rennet turns the whole thing into a great big yoghurt.
Yeah.
So
it sort of curdles it almost, does it?
And then my assistant will get one of those things over there.
Okay. What's that? That sort of funny thing there.
Yeah, that's a sieve that we put in at the
okay.
end when we're letting the whey out.
Right.
But we cut them.
Wow.
Not very often, his assistant.
Right. This is like the generation
She's not
game, and
very
you're the
good,
beautiful
like,
assistant coming
yeah.
on. Hey.
She's very slow.
Oh, you can't say that. I'm going to leave now, and you have an argument. I'll come back when you finish.
Anyway, those two things down there
Yeah.
are cutters.
Right.
And we put those in there, and that goes round and round.
Okay.
And it cuts it into little cubes like that.
Right.
And then it does that for about an hour.
Okay.
And in that process, the curds, which are these, get separated from the whey.
So the curds are what you've got saved. What do you do with the whey then? That drains off.
So the whey drains off. We feed it to pigs.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or it goes in a lagoon and goes
Okay.
on the fields.
Right.
And some people lucky people make vodka out of it.
Really? That's another sideline.
Yeah,
So
you could do that.
we've got the curds in here now. So
Yeah.
where do you go from here? What do you do now?
Right, so this is, we now test for the acidity, and when the acidity gets to a certain level,
Yeah.
we'll turn these over periodically.
Yeah.
And when it gets to a certain level, we're going to mill it, and you'll see it being milled.
Right.
And so these curds are then chopped up into little bits like that.
Yeah.
Really.
Looks like scrambled egg, doesn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah. Tastes
Well,
like
it looks-
scrambled
does
egg.
it?
Yeah, go on.
Try a little bit. Okay. That looks interesting. Got a funny texture, hasn't it?
So it's quite chalky on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not unpleasant though.
Oh, no. It's
But it hasn't got any proper flavour like a cheese yet. has
No,
it?
so it
that
hasn't
comes
been-
in maturing, I
yeah.
suppose. Right.
So that's the skill of the cheesemaker.
Right.
And Liz will explain to you how skilled I am.
I say you've got the same banter as I've got with me and my wife.
No, he is very good.
Right.
Is he? My God, I remember that before.
Did you get that on the tape?
You can re-watch this later.
So here I've got 10 mil of the whey that's coming off
Right.
the curds at the moment, and I'm just going to go and test that for the acidity.
Okay.
There are 10.
Right. And we'll see what it says. So what are we doing here? You're flipping them over at the moment. Why are you doing that? Someone answer?
Because we need to get the acidity to rise.
As you let the whey go out, and because it's double Gloucester, we go too high.
Right.
So we'll go too high on these, and the weight of the curds then slowly gets the
Oh,
whey
I can see
running
it
out.
running out, yeah. Wow, it's fascinating watching this. It's very yellow, isn't it? Now,
So that's got natto in it.
I'm going to say, is that a
Yeah.
colour you add to it?
Yeah, so we add that to it. In the old days, they used to put carrot juice
I thought
in
it was carrot juice.
Yeah, but did that used to taint it? I can't remember.
Yeah, no.
So is that a natural colouring? or something?
It's the inside of a South American bean, and that.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it
Oh, I
was
didn't
bought
know
over
that.
by Walter Raleigh,
Really?
and it
Wow.
was very, very expensive.
Yeah.
So the deeper your colour, the richer you were.
Oh, right.
They have been using it since the 1600s. I
Right.
guess if you couldn't get it, then you would use carrot juice.
Yeah. So if you didn't add that colour to it, would it just be a very pale white
Yeah,
then?
it'd
right?
be the
Okay.
same as a cheddar or a single Gloucester.
And it's a good way of distinguishing the cheese then, isn't it, by
Well,
having that colour?
that's what they did,
Yeah.
because the difference between single and double is the amount of cream.
Right.
Single Gloucester, they removed one lot of cream. Double Gloucester, they kept 2 milkings together. So the cream actually gives you your yield.
Right.
So if you're removing
Yeah.
the cream off
Yeah.
of one milking, you'll get a thinner cheese.
So tell me about Gloucester cheese. Now, one of them is you've got to have a Gloucester cow, haven't
That's
you? Is that right?
single.
So single Gloucester.
Single Gloucester's got
Yeah.
a PDO.
Right.
So the conditions are you've got to milk cows in Gloucestershire, make the
Right.
cheese in Gloucestershire, and own some Gloucester cows.
Right.
So there's a splash of Gloucester cows
Okay,
milk in it.
so he's got Gloucester cow milk too. You've
Yeah.
got a Gloucester cow there
Yes,
somewhere then.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
that's nice. I'd love to have one of those. It's
Yeah.
like a lovely looking animal, isn't it?
They
They're
are
gorgeous.
beautiful. They are a bit feisty.
Oh well. Yeah.
Yeah.
All breed's got its own quirks, isn't it?
Absolutely. But so with the double Gloucester,
Yeah.
because they hadn't removed any cream,
Right.
they put the colouring in. So it's early marketing, really.
Yeah.
They put the colouring in to emphasise that no cream had been removed.
Oh right. Oh clever.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll go and sort the boots then. I'll leave you in Bry's. And I'll see you.
So what's this? You call it chuffing, do you?
I call it. This is definitely not a technical term.
Is it? I thought it was off camera. You said chuff. I thought that's one you've made up.
It is what we've made up.
That's all right. I can call it what you like. I won't get in your way. I'll just come round here. And look, there's.
So instead of turning it over, we just leave it as it is and just let the whey come out from underneath.
Right. It's quite labour intensive, isn't it? I mean, there's 5 of you here.
Yeah, it's not slapdash.
So, how much cheese will all this make? How many kilograms? Do you know?
Make about 250 kilos.
Will it?
Yeah, about
Right.
a quarter of a tonne.
Crikey, that's a lot of shifting, isn't it? This is better than going to the gym, isn't it? If you've got to shift all that way.
It is.
You know?
There are certain bits are good for you and certain bits aren't.
Yeah.
I moan about the bits that aren't. Right.
I noticed when you're lifting it, it's starting to sort of almost stick together. Is that because all the ways started to come out of it?
It's the rennet in it.
Ah, the rennet.
It makes it stick together all the
Yeah.
time, and that process carries on throughout the cheese making.
Okay.
It doesn't really stop. It just slows
It's
down.
almost, it's a bit rubbery at the moment, isn't it? The texture, I suppose.
Yeah,
It's hard
it
to
is.
describe it.
This is becoming
Yeah.
like,
Like chicken breast.
like you
Right.
So if you see it, you see it like stretching here.
Oh yes, wow, I didn't notice that before. It's sort of tearing out, almost like dough.
But it wants to
Yeah.
stick together.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, the chemistry of it's fascinating. If I
It is,
know
isn't
more
it?
about it.
Well, I mean,
But it is fascinating.
what's interesting is how the hell did someone discover how to make cheese?
It's got to be a mistake.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Because it's
Got to be
not
some
something.
Egyptian lady was
Yeah. It doesn't do it on its own, does it?
killed a goat wrong and whatever they found inside. But how did they work out that it was rennet that did it?
Yes.
And where did they get the rennet from?
Exactly. Thank God they did, because it's wonderful.
Come on, how-
oh, you got an explanation?
Yes.
Go on.
It was definitely somebody in a hot place.
Yeah.
That, they used to carry their milk in stomachs.
Right.
Cattle or goats,
Okay.
I suppose. So when they got to the other side of the desert, all the milk had turned into curd.
Right.
It's because obviously the natural rennet in the stomach lining had made the milk.
And then they squeeze. If you squeeze the lining, do you reckon you got a rennet from it? I suppose you must have. To
All
make.
the lining was in the pouch. Which
Yeah,
was
the
So they
stomach.
started off by just doing it.
So natural rennet in the stomach created curds, and then they went from there.
Yes.
Thank goodness we're at the far end of the chain where we discovered how to perfect the process. Because those early days, they probably had some horrible sour stuff that
Do you reckon
wasn't
what
that
it
good.
tasted like? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a bit like ours when we first started.
You're not supposed to say that. But it's perfected. 25 years now I hear that it's been going here, isn't it?
Yes.
So you got it right
A
now.
long time.
Yeah.
She survived already. And this
Right, it's all action stations. So what are you doing now then?
So now the curd's going to go down that end, so that we put the mill here,
Right.
and then we're going to mill it and turn it into little chunks
little
again.
chunks. So is that just so to make it easier to get into the moulds to squish in, as it were?
Absolutely.
Right.
But also at that point we can put the salt in as well, because it's covering more surface area rather than just.
So out of interest, what does the salt do?
The salt preserves it and gives it flavour.
Right, okay.
But you have to get it just right. If you get over 2%, it'll just taste really, really salty.
Okay.
And if you get it under, it won't preserve the cheese. So
Right, oh, so it's a
getting it
very
just
fine
right.
balance then, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't reckon so. Because every time they're actually personality. Joe Wilkinson. Yes. 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 There's good people on there. It should be quite interesting.
This is quite an amazing thing to watch, because you ladies and gents are all part of a craft that's been going on for centuries, aren't you? You know, you think people hundreds of years ago in all farmhouses would have been stood doing this.
Yeah.
You know, it's lovely to see a tradition being carried on, especially in Gloucestershire.
I'll tell you what's really interesting. We know the people up at Froster Court.
Right.
And outside their house, they've got the old cheese baths. That they used to have them, and then either side they have the cheese rooms.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because most farmhouses,
they're about 600 years old.
you see farmhouses up in the loft, they've got the slats on the window for the cheese, isn't it? Or it'll be down in the cellar and stuff. Oh, here we go, look. It's quite a teamwork here, isn't it?
Berkeley Estate, they'd all have had their own press.
Yeah.
And they'd all make one.
Wow.
And then the factor, the guy would come round and pick them up and sell them on. No, the milk marketing board or whatever.
Yeah. So there's your salt, and this is your mill, is it?
So this is the mill, that will go round. It's a peg mill, so it doesn't cut it.
Okay.
It just crushes
Sort of
it.
breaks it up rather than cutting it. Okay. And there's your
It's
fingers.
just very quiet, what its usual. Try again. Yeah.
Here we go. First one in. Oh, here we go. It's like a garden shredder almost, isn't it?
This is.
You could double this as a cider maker. You could put your apples in there and make cider, couldn't you?
Oh, no, no.
Very similar
That's worth
to
it.
very similar to what you shred apples in for cider.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And that's a peg mill as well.
Yeah. I'm just going to walk out behind you. Oh, so you're gradually feeding salt in as you go.
Yeah.
And you've got to judge that and
Yeah. Just
years of practice, the right amount.
It is years.
This is like scrambled egg coming out of here, isn't it? This is like scrambled egg. My son loves scrambled egg. He'd be up here going, I'll have some of that. Wow. That's fascinating. I bet you're good at basketball, aren't you?
I'm not good, I keep this brain.
Doesn't run in the family.
I've hit a few people on the head as well.
Right, I was just noticing this. When it's now changed to a rubbery texture, isn't it?
Yeah.
When I turned up, that was all crumbly, and now it's really quite rubbery, isn't it? You can see it's sort of like a different texture altogether. Wow. And we're getting through it now. We're about halfway through, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit more.
And after this, it'll be the moulds.
No, we'll be doing it again.
Oh, you're doing it again? What, you put it through there again?
Make it smaller again.
Really? Oh, right.
So we put it back through this
Yeah.
because we find it, with the larger mould we can do it straight from going at in. And with the smaller mould you build up a nice mound that you can then...
Right.
They said, this is what's happened, we'll be
You're milling again, but you're also now putting it in the scoops. Right, so this is the actual cheese mould. Wow. I'm conscious I don't want to get in the way. I'm going to stand over here. And those are cheesecloths, aren't they? Where are these going?
On the press.
Oh wow, you're stacking them on there.
Yeah.
And that's a press, is it?
Yeah, it'll squash down.
Wow, quickie. So the old traditional cheese press would have been a big slab of wood, wouldn't it, on a stone slab?
We got an old one from the Barclay estate
Right,
in my workshop.
Yeah.
In a big mess.
Well, one day you're going to restore it, are you?
Yeah, of course.
I've got an MG midget in a barn like that. One day I'll restore it. It's been there since 1991.
Is that car SOS?
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping my kids might phone up one day. The only trouble with that is I got to be
Such an idiot.
something wrong. Well, there is that. I'm doing a Massey 35 at the moment. I'm restoring that. That's why I've been to Agriline this morning.
Is it, isn't it?
Hey?
Is that a 4?
Yeah.
What?
3.5.
I've got Massey 135.
Oh, massive.
So I'm just going to, sorry, back to cheese. You're very interested to talk to, but I need to talk to you about cheese. How many of these are you putting in stacks?
We'll put it up to here, so it'd be probably up to, don't know, because each time it's different.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
we'll be pressing it down, so it'll be getting more.
Right. And do you know roughly how much, because you've done it so long, you get a feel of how much to put in each one, do you?
Yeah.
Eventually, you
It's usually
don't weigh it.
scoops.
Right.
3 scoops in each one, and then we'll stack it and
Right.
pile it in, and then you'll see after a while, Helly and me will put it all out here, and we'll clean it up and put it all back out. So we'll
Right.
be putting it all back out in a minute.
Okay.
So yeah.
Here we go. Okay. What's the action now? Oh, right. Blimey, that's quick. Oh, wow. Crikey. That's surprising, isn't it, how much is actually left in there?
Yeah,
Because
still quite a lot in
you
there.
kind of think that most of it was out, but it's surprising how much is still in there.
Yeah, if you think about it, you know, your double Gloucester
Yeah.
has not got a lot of moisture in it at all.
No, it's a very dry cheese. But,
Yeah.
So, how do you know when to stop on the pressing? Is it automatic or is it?
You do it to a certain pressure,
Oh, okay, and then that's enough.
and that's enough.
Right. Otherwise, you'd end up with cheese about that thick
Yeah.
and too dry.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow. Liz has turned up when all the work's done, Liz. You've been out the back having a cup of tea, is that right?
I've been looking after the
I
grandchildren.
know, you've been busy, haven't you? So, we do quite a lot of chats off camera. We were just talking earlier about when this cheese will be ready. But you just say that. So, we're now filming this at the end of April. When do you think this cheese will be ready to eat?
5 months, but it could well be. So what is that? April, May, June, July, August, September, October.
Yeah.
But it could be. I mean, you can eat it. The more you keep it, the more flavour you get.
Right.
So the earliest we would eat it is 5 months.
Okay. And what's the longest you've ever kept a piece of cheese for?
3 years.
And what was that like after 3 years?
Very, very tangy.
Was it? Was it a bit like?
Definitely.
Yeah.
In fact, we came up with the name of Le Pong.
Le Pong.
We took it to the farmers
Yeah.
market. We still get asked for it today.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, the trouble is, the difference for you is to keep a cheese for 3 years is no return on your investment for 3 years.
No.
That's a long time, isn't it?
It was only a couple of 10 kilo
Yeah.
rounds, which we.
Nice experiment though. And how long do you think you could keep a piece? Is there any idea how long a piece of cheese will keep in the round?
I think I've been to France. And
Yeah.
Some people specialise in really strong cheeses. I think there was somebody in France selling 10-year-olds.
Wow,
But
that's the point.
as with all things, the older you get, the more moisture you lose,
Yeah,
and the good bit is less.
yeah, sure. It's
So-
like whiskey, isn't it? You lose so much, and
Yeah.
eventually you're left with nothing. And with the cheese, imagine would it dry from the outside in, and
Yeah,
eventually
yeah.
you just over the core in the middle.
Yeah, so you'd have
Right.
quite a hard.
Yeah, probably not so
outside.
good then.
Not so much as
We use that for grating or something.
Yeah.
Like parmesan or something
Yeah.
almost. But this is incredible to see this. Stacking. How many are you making there in total? I can't remember if I've asked that question already, but do you know how many? 40, was it?
42.
42,
Yeah.
okay.
So we do 10. No, we do 18 10 kilos, and then because you get a little bit more yield in the winter
Right.
when you're feeding the cows in the winter.
Really?
Because you've got a bit more fibre
Right.
in the diet.
Yeah.
You tend to get less in the summer.
Right.
So the 4 kilo ones, it can vary.
So we're going to have a look at the cheeses in a bit. But do you cut and pack everything here, or do you how do you do it with the cheese? Because they are big round cheeses.
We do it all ourselves.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, hats off to you for doing all that. It's amazing.
Yeah, so each piece of cheese that you buy has been handmade, hand wrapped cloth
Right.
bound, and then it's cut by hand with a cheese cutter.
Yeah.
Each piece is put in the bag by hand.
Wow.
And each piece is labelled by hand.
All from Leonard Stanley.
All from Leonard Stanley.
Fair play. It's wonderful. It really is. Look at him hard at work. We're moving on to the bigger cheese mould now. That's quite a large size, that one, isn't it?
If you have a look at this.
Oh, it's going together, isn't it?
These all sticking together.
Wow, that's really hard to shift as well, isn't it? Doesn't take long then.
No.
So that's really
All it
how
wants
cheese.
to do is get together.
So realistically, you pressing it is just going to force that even more together, and then it's just over time left to.
But interestingly, that has still got quite a lot of way in it.
Right.
Because as you saw
Yeah.
in the pressing.
Wow. You've just pulled this over here.
Yeah.
What are you doing
We're
here
lifting
then?
up the sides and see if it needs to be filled a bit further and
Right.
or
And
if
this
it's
is
level.
this is nearly the finished cheese now, is it? Will you squash that
Nearly.
again or not?
What? Yeah.
You squash it once more.
Yeah, and we'll leave it overnight,
Oh, okay.
kind of thing, so it's
Yeah.
properly squished and that.
So any more?
Yeah, so we're just leveling
But
it
it's
up.
looking
because
like a cheese
sometimes-
now.
Sometimes it's unlevel,
Right.
or if it's all overflowing, so I clean it all up and put it in the bowl, and
Right.
so yeah, just keep stacking it.
So Liz, you're going to take me now to where the cheeses are. These are the ones that you've taken from here,
Yeah.
and you put them in store.
Yeah.
So how were you talking about? Is it 6 months or more?
Each cheese is different.
Is it?
Single Gloucester.
Oh, of course,
3
you've got
to
all your
4,
varieties.
Double Gloucester 5 months.
Right.
Cheddar needs to be at least 7 months.
Does
but
it?
the great thing about hard cheese is you can keep it for longer.
Right.
And you get a stronger taste.
Yeah.
If we do something like keep them for 2 years, we give them a funky name.
Right.
Like on
Funky
Festa.
farmer cheese.
Yes.
Don't know
we
whether
could
that'd
do
be very
that.
edible.
That's a great name.
You're welcome to do that. I
Yeah.
don't mind. Funky farmer cheese.
Yeah.
I bet a few people will buy that.
We'll sell this batch.
All right, do that.
This
Funky farmer cheese. I'll tell everyone where to go and get it.
Yeah.
Right, lead on then, Liz. Right, we are in the chill room. What is this called? The chill room? Or just...
The maturing room.
So what? Oh, I can smell it. So what sort of temperature are we talking about in here? Because we've just suddenly gone down quite a few degrees,
Yeah,
haven't
so this is ambient, so maturing
Right.
is ambient. So it's warmer than a fridge, because your
Okay.
fridge should be below 8.
Yeah.
But it's cooler than your sitting room.
we? Right.
So
It's a
sort
nice
of-
temperature. I like it for the summer.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I bet you come in here in the summer and you just stand in here, don't
And so
you?
look, when you walk out, it seems really hot.
Does it?
You know, if you come
Yeah.
in on a cool day.
Well, it's a lovely temperature. Oh my goodness, look at this. I'm just going to take a photo. I said to you before, I forget to take the pictures. You stand by your cheese, Liz. Cheese queen. Right, so, wow. So they're all wrapped in plastic. I mean, that.
Well, these are cloth bound.
Oh, I see. So what's the difference between the plastic and is that because they're finished or?
So the cloth bound ones will be the tradition on the label.
Right.
It'll say traditional, so you get the traditional rind.
Okay.
So if we want to do something like smoke the cheese, we put it in a back bag.
Oh, okay. So the smoke sort of stays in with the cheese,
Well,
does it?
Once the cheese is mature, then we take it out the bag, then put it in the smoker,
Right.
and then backpack it again.
Okay.
So, or if you want to add flavours like the chives
Right.
or the chilli, we backpack it. And the Cheshire is not cloth bound.
Right.
Or the
So you wrap these. What's that? A Muslim or something?
It's,
Muslim?
yeah, traditional cheese muslin.
Okay.
So we found, so it's literally just one piece. So what we do is we rub
Oh yeah, you can see the rind on it.
we rub vegetable oil on it to
Right.
make the cloth stick.
Yeah.
And then that all you're doing is protecting the rind while it creates this hard exterior.
Okay.
You could, if you take that
Right.
cloth off now.
No, the rind's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see them without the cloth on, don't you?
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. But each cheesemaker finds their own way of doing it.
Yeah.
So if you went to some of the cheddar makers in Somerset, they might put several layers of bandage
Okay.
on. and that will give you a different rind.
Right, okay. I like the rind on cheese actually. I don't know whether you're supposed to eat it, but I always do.
Definitely.
I always like the rind.
If it's a nice clean rind like that, absolutely eat it.
I would eat that. I like the texture of it. It's really tasty, isn't it?
And if you don't like it, don't throw it away.
My wife cuts it off and I take it off her plate.
Yeah, well, if it's too much, save it and pop it into a stew or make a soup.
Oh, it's a lovely flavour.
Sort of melts.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because whenever you buy, if you go to a supermarket to buy cheese, block cheese or anything, there's no rind on any cheese at all, is it?
Yeah.
So how do they do that? Do they make it in a massive square and not have rind on the cheese?
Yeah. So if on a big scale, you know, like Cathedral City or Davidstow, you know, they're making probably 100 tons a day.
Yeah.
Something like that. So everything has got to be very economical. So they will probably make it in 20 kilo sort of rectangles.
Right.
Vat packet, because a rectangle is much more efficient on a shelf.
Yes.
Whereas we're making a round.
And for cutting, I suppose, as well.
We're wasting a lot of space.
Yeah, of course, you can't get it in. Right.
The good thing about a round is you can cloth bind it.
Right.
You can't cloth bind a square or a rectangle because it will just crack on the corners.
Right.
So that's one of the advantages of being a smaller artisan cheesemaker, that we can do the round and we do cloth bind.
Wow. But this is what I assume that, well, most public would probably assume that all cheese is like this, isn't it? Because this is the traditional sort of cheese rounds that you always see. And I've got, at the farmhouse, we've got a mahogany kind of like, what they call it, a cheese holder.
Yes, I've got one of those.
I've got one of those as well, which would have had one of those in it for the farmer to cut his pieces.
Yeah.
The cheese would go on its side, wouldn't it, in it? And it's like a cradle, isn't it?
Yeah.
A cheese cradle or something.
Yeah.
And you'd have whether they had half a cheese in there, and you probably had it on the table, and they just cut pieces off it.
Well, I guess at the harvest table, because yours got 4 little wheels on the bottom.
No, it hasn't got any wheels. It's just on a stand.
Oh, mine's got 4 little wheels.
Right.
On.
Oh, so you can push it down the table with the port then.
And it's actually got, you can see it for a double and a single Gloucester.
Oh wow. Oh, I know what you mean. You've got a divider in the middle. Yeah.
And one day I'm going to do a harvest table.
Yeah.
You can wheel the cheese up and down, and you just take your cheese.
I'll have a little rope and I'll just be pulling, and someone will be on the other end trying to pull it back. Battle of the cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, but I suppose that's an early cheese board, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Because you wouldn't have had.
They wouldn't have had the variety
selection.
that we've got. No, you wouldn't. You're right. It would have been double or Gloucester, single Gloucester. That's your choice.
Yeah.
I'm just going to walk around and have a look at this because it's just wonderful to see, if you don't mind. I'll take some more photos as well. I noticed you've got like a date. Is that a date stamp on there?
Yeah, so they're all dated.
So you date that from the day it goes in here, not the day it's mature or anything.
The day it's made.
Right.
The day it's made. That's how we trace it.
Right.
So then it's also recorded in a book because we've got to be able to trace.
Yeah. It's all about traceability. It's all here, isn't it? And it's quite an attractive thing. The smell in here is beautiful. I love it. I could probably just sit in here for an hour actually with a book or something and a beer, smell the cheese and just enjoy the temperature because it's lovely. I can see this is a slightly different colour. Is that
that's probably a double.
So it's that's a double. Which one's that one? That's
that would most likely be a single.
Single, and because I can just see. I don't know where it comes out on the video. There's a subtle change, a slightly different colour there. And these are the backpack. Oh yeah, you got your double Gloucester. God, there's a lot of cheese in here, Liz, isn't there?
Yeah.
How much of this goes out every week then?
Oh, well,
so many shelves or something? Or?
There's at the moment there's probably about 6 ton in here.
6 tons of cheese.
But if we were maxing out, we'd
Yeah.
probably hold about 15 ton.
Wow.
But as I said,
Supply.
it keeps going out before we can,
Yes.
we can make it. Yeah.
Wow.
So if there's a young cheese team out there,
Yeah. Are
fancy
you looking
making-
for some recruits?
Yes.
Are you want to help you make the cheese?
Yeah.
Right. Well, look up you can, on Facebook, or you got your website, haven't you?
Website, yeah.
And contact you. Come and help make the
Yeah,
cheese.
young, enthusiastic, and you won't need to go to the gym.
Yes, that's very true. I've seen the girls. The workout's really good, but also really nice banter in there as well.
Yeah.
A right laugh, actually,
Yeah.
to be honest. Well, these are sort of slightly smaller, aren't they?
Oh yeah, those are
the small ones we saw.
4 kilos.
Yeah. So what were we saying? What is this one size?
That's a 10 kilo.
10 kilos. Wow, that's some cheese. And oh yeah, look, 25th of March 2025. So that was only made last week, or this week actually. Right. Have you got to turn them at all?
Well,
Because I've seen occasionally they turn them.
if you look up in the old books, it'll say about turning cheese, but traditionally cheese is matured on a wooden shell.
Right.
Now, and
so you've got the air
cheese-
coming up from
yeah,
cheese.
cheese is a living food.
Yeah.
And so if they were wooden shells, we would have to keep turning them because you would get a soggy bottom.
Yes, we don't want a soggy bottom. None of us want one of those.
But so we put them here to dry first
Right.
of all, which is why they're a bit greasy.
Yeah.
And they get turned. Then when they come back here, they
Okay.
get turned again,
Right.
and that's it.
Okay.
Because the air
I can see what you mean now. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
traditionally you wouldn't have had that, so
Yeah.
this makes all the difference. That makes your life a bit easier,
It
doesn't it?
does, yeah.
There's enough to do here anyway. You got to milk the cows later as well. I know you've got robots to do
Yes.
that now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we better get out before I have a little nap in here. There's a double gloss. Look at it, beautiful. Right, let's go. I've had a fantastic day here with the cheese crew, the cheese posse. I'm going to keep talking for ages because Lizzie's arms are going to fall off in a minute because she's holding that cheese. But you guys have been absolutely sensational. And to be honest, you're a brilliant example of a small business working really hard. And I hope this video just shows people what you all do. So massive thumbs up for everyone here. Look out for Godsell'S cheese and look out for Lizzie's long stretched arms where she's been holding that cheese for hours. All right, crew, thank you.
Thank you.